Own any props from the show?
Do you, any of you, did you keep any props?
Yeah. Actually, there was a gigantic Coca-Cola sign. It was this really big circular sign that was in the R&R diner. And towards the end of the series, I love old signs. My grandfather had a museum that had a whole bunch of old signs, and I was just talking to David Lynch, and I was just like, oh, I love that sign. It's so great. At the end of the show, he gave me that big sign. Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, did you all go and visit the Black Lodge room set when they were shooting, and what was it around like on the set at the time?
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to, unless you're in the scene. No.
I'll just repeat the question for people at the back who might not have heard it. Were you able to go and visit the Black Lodge set when the final episode was being shot, and what was the mood like?
I was sort of like, I wasn't allowed in, I wasn't allowed to watch anything, but I don't know if I was filming something before, maybe I was just really nosy, but I was kind of hovering around, like behind the scenes when that was going down, and there was a lot of tension. You know, they had to learn all that stuff and learn their lines backwards and film it forwards and all of that, you know, crazy stuff that was happening. And there was just a lot of intensity happening, and it was really odd for me because up to that point everything had been happy-go-lucky and lots of fun, and there was this real vibe on set that was really dark.
Did you know for sure that that was the end by that point?
No, because they did a few different endings, so
Right.
nobody really knew what was gonna end up.
But did you know for sure that the series wasn't going to actually come back? Or?
I mean, I knew that David didn't want it to go past one season.
Right.
And so he wanted to tell it in one season. He wanted it to be sort of a shorter, you know, series than what we're used to now. And he never wanted to reveal who the killer was. And it was sort of an examination of a town under these circumstances, and he never wanted to tie it up in this black bow, I guess you'd say. So I sort of, even in our second season, it was strange. The network didn't really like us from the very beginning. They didn't like they couldn't control David. They thought we were terrible. They put us up against Cheers at the time, which was a huge hit. They wanted to just bury us and burn us off and get us out of the way. And this, because of the fans loving the show, and you know, that's why the show took off, and it was just like this immediate underground hit. And then that just made the network even more pissed off. That they didn't control it, they had no say in it, they wanted to get rid of it, and here it lived on anyway. So by the second season, that's sort of why David took a little bit more of a back seat. He didn't want to tell the story any farther. There's a lot of people that kind of came in place and did what David Lynch would do. And so I kind of knew that it was, even that was borrowed time. It really wasn't kind of meant to be the original story.
Right. Did you, oh, sorry.
Well, I just, you know, I think there was a certain point where it was like anything goes, you know, and I heard a story about one day David Frost came in, I think a little late. He was the writer, producer with David, and he came in and he goes running up to the office where David is. He says, "David, there's a horse on the set." David said, "I know, isn't that swell?"
Ian, I was just going to ask you very quickly if you had any conversations with anyone about a third series, and would you have liked it to become a little bit less weaselly and a little bit more heroic if there'd been a third season?
Not in that sweater.
No, absolutely not. I was perfectly happy with Dick. No, I know, but that was I just like no. I mean, you know, I remember the day that like the Gulf War started, which was like such a big event, but that was the day I got bit on the nose by the pine weasel, which is all I remember about, you know, the Gulf War. And I don't know, I think I loved being Dick. I loved it. Although I kind of, you know, it's kind of interesting because every time we'd like walk in a room, or like with Kenny, of course, it was so great, so droll. Like every time like Dick would show up, she'd go, "Dick," like, and it was that it didn't even hurt my feelings, but I kind of like, I liked the way he was. I like, what's he going to do? Like, you know, what's he going to become? I don't know.
Treymayne saved the world.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think Lindsay is lurking outside the fire door. Lindsay, are you lurking outside the fire door?
When you talk about fire, I can still smell that burning baby.
Okay, Lindsay is lurking but not quite ready to enter the room. So I'm just going to ask to end with, does any of you have a particular anecdote, anything that kind of sums up Twin Peaks for you? Anything that when you think of Twin Peaks, an image pops into your head, something, you know, weird, something funny, something sad?
I used to love, like, on a Friday night, because I guess it was like an old, I'd never seen it, but they had a little neon sign that actually was a martini glass with an olive in it. And as they did the last shot, which traditionally is called the martini shot, but David always had them like put on the neon, like, flashing martini shot sign. And then you could hear the ice and the shakers and everything, and it was like, that's like, was my favorite part. I loved all that. I thought it was like so cool and such a, it's a great tradition, but he, because, you know, oh no, I just remembered something else. I can't, no, it's all right. Come on!
We have to push for an answer, please.
It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I almost went there. Sorry. Go on, Charlotte.
Very brave to not
Thank you.
say it.
I know.
Especially. I miss the camaraderie we had. We had something so special, and we knew it. You know, we knew it, and it was just, there was so much fun when so many people were asking us questions about the story and the plot, and, you know, who killed Laura, who killed Maddie, who killed whatever. And there was just something among us as actors that was so conspiratorial and so much fun. And I don't think I've ever had that on a shoot. You know, it was just really wonderful.
I think I was just thinking about probably another David Lynch moment that probably just sums it up. And I was doing a scene in the R&R diner, and it was a really emotional scene with Peggy Lipton, with Norma, and you know, I just sort of needed to break down and kind of like, you know, explain and experience something that Shelly had gone through, and David came up to me and he goes, "Mädchen, action." And you know what? It rolled, and the tears like rolled. I have no idea what magical thing David gave me, but you know, that like sums it up for David Lynch. You put your hands, you know, you put yourself in his hands, and you trust what he's going to put on film, and you just, you know, reveal everything you possibly can, be as raw as you can, and you know that he's going to put together the right way, and he's going to protect you as an actor. So that's kind of, that just sums up Twin Peaks right there. Trust.
Fantastic. Lindsay has a little something that she'd like
a
to...
little something. We believe that there's a birthday girl in 2 weeks.
Oh my god, yeah?
Yeah. So we wanted to be the first to wish you a very happy birthday. Kerry?
Is it a striptease?